Previously on Fly with a Guy. It's 11:28 at night, and guess what I'm doing? Meal prepping. Everybody understood the assignment. People had a good time. We did birthday shout-outs. People's doing birthday shots. I don't think I've ever had two beds here. One to lay, one to play. You know how I go. And this is my classmate that was telling y'all about that transfer down. I told them about you on the last trip.
Oh yeah, I'm here. Welcome.
Green muscles, black muscles. You remember yesterday I mentioned I left my jacket on the plane, so now I'm trying to track down the gate agent.
I've been trying to make my wallet fold all day. Cashing in my dreams, big payout. Underneath my money tree, big shade out. Now these
Alright, so hey freaking flyers, welcome back. So we are back at the airport. We are starting a 2-day trip today. The same 2-day trip that I worked last week after the 3-day trip that I just worked, you know. It was the same 5-day sequence, just all over again. We're starting all 3 flights today, starting off with a turn up to Cincinnati and back, and then we'll go on to Philly for the night. I'm working up front in the cabin, and right now we're on a cold, dark plane, and thank God for whoever left this AC running, because I would hate to be on this plane right now had it been off for all of this time. But I'm about to go ahead and do checks and make sure everything is ready for the flight. I don't know if I told you all this in the last vlog, but happy spring and happy Women's History Month. Shout out to you all. It's just a whole lot of nothing happening on the ramp right now. Oh, why haven't we been on that plane? All right, let me go to work. I think this is the first time I'm getting to talk to y'all for the night. Wow, what a night. It was the definition of hustle and bustle. Like, had one of our crew members called out, so we had to have a reserve on the flight, which meant we had to wait for them to get there because they had their 2-hour call out. So then we were late, and so all day we were just trying to barely catch up. And it's just, you know, the process. You board. You do the safety demo, you fly, you do service, you land, you deplane, they clean, you board. You do safety demo, you fly, you do service, you land, you deplane. Then we had a gate change, and then you board. You do the safety demo, you fly, you do service, you land. Then we get to Philly, and we sit on the ground for like 30 minutes waiting for them to marshal us into our gate before we can actually get people off. And now we're here. So we're supposed to have like 15 hours. I imagine it's more like 13 something at this point, but it's cool. Been on rest layover. I'm going on vacation this week. I don't even care, okay? This was just my easy trip. Let me get these quick little hours and be out. Like, this is my last trip of the week. Like, I said, I'm like one more trip this month. March is about to be over and done. It's 2 in the morning, so I'll see y'all then. Good night. Hey freaking flyers, so it is day 2, go home day of this particular airplane. Hey Southwest. Sorry about that. Day 2, go home day of this trip. So excited, we're just one and done. One leg down to Miami to finish up the trip. Just now pulling out the camera for the day, but I got up and tutored this morning, and then I was around the room doing like union work and stuff like that. I had to order lunch, so I ordered Wawa. Shout out to Wawa, because Wawa is just a beautiful thing. But nonetheless, I'm about to finish getting packed up. I got a lot of union work done today. I got most of the stuff booked for trip tomorrow, going on vacation with my friend Andre tomorrow. So got all of that stuff, those details kind of worked out, and I just need to pack up. Definitely realized that I forgot to freeze my ice packs. So I went to go pack, and I was like, hey, the ice packs are still in here. And yeah, so yeah. That's okay, because I feel like I only have one more meal left. Yep, and the salad dressing that I brought to put on my salad this trip. So I'm actually gonna go downstairs. When I go downstairs, I'm gonna throw that in the microwave and heat that up so that I can eat that tonight for dinner during the flight. Well, it'll kind of be pre-warmed up for tonight. I don't even eat hot food anyway, so it'll be all right. And then the salad dressing, we're just gonna pray about it. I mean, it's not that much left. I could just throw it out, but we don't like to waste food, so I'll put it on ice when I get on the plane, and hopefully I remember to take it off the chiller cooler thing so that I can actually take it home. But let's get packed up, let's get out of here, and we will be on our way to work.
She's been detained on drug charges and accused of smuggling. I found a post. People care. 2, our divorce actually brought us closer than I could have ever.
I'm already in the airport. I don't quite remember where I parked. I know it was a little bit different spot. I'm under a tree though. Child, not me running around the parking lot. Hold on, plane taking off. That tree, child, it looked like the tree of life. Oh, here we go. So y'all, we are back in Miami. Trip is over and done. Thank goodness. My last trip for a while, because it was just the trip was very much given just basic, mediocre, simple. Let me get in the car and I'll explain. Okay, hopefully y'all can hear me well. I do have the air on because it was a smooth 77 degrees outside right now. Like, spring is on the horizon, and like, I do appreciate that with like daylight savings time, landing like close to 8 o'clock, it was still light outside. Like, we were landing during golden hour, which was dope. So shortly, when I be getting off at 8 o'clock, it was still a little bit light outside. But no, I just like, okay, I'm gonna take a moment and just talk about, like, I'm not gonna say something negative or something I dislike. I'm just gonna talk about something that's a reality. Let's call it that, because you can't escape reality. So, well, you can, but in this instance, you can't. So, I said what I said about the trip because the trip was just, it wasn't anything too exciting, which is cool. Every trip isn't amazing. Every trip isn't, you know, picturesque or even really vlog worthy, if we're being honest. But I just be filming everything because something always happens. But, so, I am part of like a good problem, and it's a good problem to have where, like, I'm stuck in middle seniority in my base. And by, you all know, seniority is the ranking system. The person who's been here the longest is number 1. The last person to come into the base, the newest hired flight attendant, is number whatever the bottom is at this point. And literally, I am in middle seniority. I'd be at number 100 for April. Out of like 200, I am dead smack in the middle, which is it's a benefit that I'm a line holder. I'm very blessed. I love my job. I enjoy the work that I do. I was only on reserve for 9 months. Then I came to Miami. I've been a line holder since I came to Miami. That has not been the issue, and that is not the issue that I'm talking about. There are people at other airlines who have been there for over a decade, and they can't even hold major holidays like Christmas off. I get the vacation I want every year, and I can hold off major holidays. Like, I'm not complaining, but I'm just stating the reality. I'm a line holder. I'm in middle seniority. What that means is I can't get the best of the best when it comes to trips, but I don't get the worst. Well, I'm not gonna say the worst. I'm gonna say I can't get the most desired type of trips, and I can't get the least desired type of trips. In the middle, you have to decide, do you want to go on the side of productivity, meaning do I want to work trips that pay the most, Or do I want trips that are higher quality trips? So there's like a qualitative and a quantitative point to it, if this is making sense at all. So it's like, you can have some trips where it's like, this trip is a 2-day trip and it's like 18 hours, which is great because 18 hours is what you would normally get in 3 days, but I can get that in 2 days, which means I'm making a lot of money, but I'm probably gonna work like 3 flights a day and my layover is probably gonna be like, you know, 11, 12 hours, but I'm making a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? Versus the other side is, oh, you know, it's a 2-day trip, but I only work like 1 flight to Cancun, and then I lay over in Cancun, or I lay over in Puerto Rico for 25 hours, and then I might work like 2 more flights the next day. That would be like more of a quality trip. That's like what we call a vacation trip. Like, you're literally just going for a vacation. And on that trip, you might not get but 9 hours. So it's like, do you take the 2-day trip that's worth 18 hours? And it might be kind of crappy because you got to work a lot? Or do you take the 2-day trip that's worth 9 hours, but you get a, you know, you get like a vacation, if that makes sense. I'm stuck in the middle where I can't have both. I have to decide. Or I can have a mix. And even when you have a mix, you're still not really making the money. Like, so, yeah, I say all that. I say all that to say, if you've noticed that my demeanor might have been different these last couple of vlogs, it's just because I've been grappling with that whole thing of like, oh, do I work less as a flight attendant and, you know, work more in my other hustles so I can do more like quality flying, or do I be more productive, cut the quality flying out, and travel in my off time? That's where I'm at, y'all. Like I said, not complaining. It's not meant to be negative. It's just something that I noticed. We've come a long way. Y'all, those of you who have been with me, you know where we were this time last year, when I just came back on the line after being out on leave, and I couldn't hold anything but minimum credit 2-day trips. Like, it was nothing, and I was working stand-ups and no credit turns. Like, we've come a very long way. I just also acknowledge that there's still more growth to be had. So who knows? Maybe the summer months will look better. I don't know, but I say all that to say, I'm done. I'm off this trip. The trip was cool. There were no issues. It was just very, it was basic. Let's just say that. But you know, we like uneventful flying, so there's that. I am off for the next couple of days. I'm going on vacation with my friend. He and I are about to hop on a plane tomorrow morning and fly out of here so I can take some time away to reset. This is probably one of my last big trips before summer, because when summer comes, it is very difficult to non-rev. It's difficult to non-rev during spring break, but especially during like the summer months, it is just difficult trying to fly standby, and we're not paying for tickets over here. Let's just say that. So taking this non-rev trip, and then I don't think I'm taking any other trips for the foreseeable future that require me to fly standby. So that's that. I'm Brandon. I'm a guy who flies, and I will see y'all tomorrow morning when we're on our way to Dominican Republic.
It goes by.